Hey guys, we're Smash.
I'm Sam,
And I'm Ash.
and you're stuck with us for this video, so just keep watching. So today,
We're going to be doing the mom tag
and we have one of the little people here today,
because he didn't want to let us film without him.
and then we have her little behind the camera.
She's not going to be on camera because she's in her underwear.
If you're a parent and you can relate, just keep watching.
Okay, how old were you when you had your first child?
25.
I was 18. I was a teenage mother. What was the hardest thing about being pregnant for 9 months? Well, I wasn't pregnant for 9 months. I was pregnant for 8 months. And it was the heat for me because I was pregnant during the summer, during those hot months.
Mine was the constant heartburn, feeling like I'm dying.
Can you think of any good things you enjoyed during these 9 months?
Caking. The caking film, the cakes.
Yeah,
And then,
same. In your opinion, were all the things you heard about childbirth accurate or way off?
Way off. Because I think that, probably people did have really hard labors. I think it's out there, but my labor with Pitocin and everything was easy. And, I was induced, and I was late, and it was still not that bad. They said the contractions were going to get so intense because I had Pitocin, and that didn't happen.
I didn't enjoy my labor at all. It was horrible. I remember hearing about what my mom told my cousin, and she compared it to squeezing a watermelon out of your nose.
Do you think it was worse or better, though, than what people said? I guess the way people...
I was terrified, and it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I was terrified, but I don't think it was as bad.
I thought I was going to almost die, or feel like I was dying,
Yeah.
and I didn't feel like I had an epidural, but...
Yeah. Would you have handled childbirth differently if you could redo it?
Yes.
I would too. If I could redo it, I would have... I don't know.
I would have had a birth plan. Did they keep asking you what your
No,
birth
they
plan
didn't.
was?
Well,
Oh.
maybe it's because she was early. Maybe, I didn't have a choice. But...
Well, I was getting asked at the doctor's appointments, a little bit. They're like, have you started to think about it? And I always said no. I just know I want an epidural, but now I know more of what I want. I would definitely, say in episiotomy, yes, that's what my doctor happened to do, but I would for sure say that I don't think I have the business for a baby to come out without ripping, so, what else? I would have told my doctor I want pain stuff for when they're stitching me up, and I want to see the placenta afterwards. I wish I said that, and I never got to see it, and no one took a picture of that, and I'm upset.
I never saw it, but I remember whenever this probably sounds really gross, but I remember after she was out, she was still down there doing something, and I was like, do you need me to push again? She was like, yeah, just give me a little one, because I knew there was still a placenta in there, you know?
That's one thing. Did you notice how you didn't feel better once the baby was out? You felt like you still needed something to come out. Yeah. I didn't know it was going to be like that.
What would be your advice for someone who is about to have a baby? Be prepared in advance. Have your bag packed way in advance. Because my child came a month early. You know what I mean? And I didn't have anything ready. I didn't have a car seat for her. I didn't have a bed for her. I didn't have anything ready. She had a green car seat. Because I didn't get to pick it out, you know? I wanted her to be so girly. I wanted all this girly stuff for her. That's what her father came back with. Hi.
I would say whatever people are telling you, take it down a notch, and then maybe, take it with a grain of salt, because...
Everyone has different experiences.
Yeah, and, don't freak out. Try not to freak out and think about it too hard, because just imagine it's going to be smooth sailing before you go in. And you'll have a better labor because you went into it with a positive mindset.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
What has been the hardest thing about being a mom? I'm getting older. Mine has that attitude now, and that has been the hardest thing. Because she talks back now, and she just... we fight all the time. And that's been the hardest thing about being a mom. That has... more than having a newborn or anything like that... that was nothing compared to having a child who does not listen worth of damn.
I think the hardest part has been trying to balance everything in the house. Like, I can't clean everything. Like, one night I realized it. I burnt dinner. Couldn't clean. The whole house was not clean, and I had spent 3 hours on it. He was crying and screaming. Can't give my husband enough attention. I can't do it all. And then me time, forget about that. Like,
Yeah.
it's balancing.
Yes, I still don't get me time. Especially with this whole her being home from school all the time now, I get no me time. Everyone is in the house all the time. What has been the most rewarding thing about being a mom? There's a lot of rewarding things about being a mom. I like all the hugs and kisses and like the things that they make for you and all that kind of stuff, you know, like having someone who like even little kids, like even toddlers will like comfort you whenever you're crying. You know, like I remember sitting outside on the porch one day crying, and Maribel comes up and just gives me a hug and like starts singing to me and all that kind of stuff. Like kids do the cutest things sometimes.
That's so cool. I like how I don't know.
Hi. You just staring. Hi.
I like waking up to a smile and feeling like I have a purpose every day now. I don't.
Yeah.
I always felt like I didn't have a reason to live, as dark as that sounds. Sorry.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, just waking up every morning to him and smiling when he looks at me. Yeah.
What was the most surprising thing you discovered about being a mom? It's not being able to have my food to myself. Ever. To this day, I cannot have my food to myself. I remember coming home from the bar one night, and everyone was asleep, okay? It was 3 o'clock in the morning, and I heated up this food from earlier. I was like, oh yeah, I get these chicken nuggets to myself. No. Maribel woke up and ate it, and so did Severus. No matter what time it is, you will not be able to eat by yourself.
I love food. I don't like sharing it. I thought I had been around so many babies. I knew the newborn stage is different, so no matter how much babysitting you've done, the newborn stage is just really, really like different than the rest of infants, whatever. But I was so scared when my husband left for work. I was scared to be alone with him. Like when he was in the hospital, he was choking. And he choked like twice. The nurse did not come fast enough. If I didn't know CPR, I was scared. And then the SIDS scares me to death.
What is the best memory you have involving your child?
I like the one with her kid, though. That was really nice to see. That was like 3 or 4, and she overheard Ashley just talking about, like, oh, this is the kind of guy I want. You know, I want him to be my rock. Key word is rock in there. Belle brings Ashley a rock and says, here you go. You said you wanted a rock.
I remember that.
How old was I?
You were like, I think you were like 4. And my best memories are always of her like performing like her little songs that she always did, her making up her songs. I have all these videos up like that she would record in my phone of her like singing songs and stuff like that. Like making up songs like off the top of her head, just making up words. And like those are my best memories of her because they were adorable. It was so cute. Her always singing her Let It Go. She had the cutest little voice and just, oh, it was so cute.
But I think it's when he was born is my favorite memory. Just meeting him.
Yeah. And one of them is holding her for the first time because I didn't get to hold her whenever I first had her. Like they kind of like showed her to me and like I was able to touch her, but I wasn't able to hold her until I went to the NICU and they actually let me hold her and I cried. There's a picture of me being a wah crybaby.
Wait, was it what? She was like a day old or 2?
Yeah, she was like a day old. I didn't get to see her for a whole 24 hours after I had her.
That's crazy.
Yeah, like I didn't get to see her because I wasn't allowed to get out of bed. Like she wasn't allowed to leave NICU, you know, like it was horrible. And finally I was like, when can I see my baby? And the nurse was like, you haven't been able to see her yet? And I was like, no.
But I think I liked though it was probably, he's like 2 days old and his dad went to go, or no, he's a day old. He was born the day before his dad. And I let, his dad go. I was like, yeah, just go do something. I mean, nothing's happening in the hospital. I'm just waiting for the 48 hours to pass, and just having that time with him in the middle of the night, and I don't know, and breastfeeding. I regret that I stopped, but.
What was the most exciting milestone whenever she was walking? There's a video somewhere on Facebook of me and you sitting and her walking back and forth between us.
Oh,
And her just cheesing at the camera as she's walking towards the camera. But, like, that's one of the best milestones was her learn how to walk, I think. Because, like, it took her a long time to be able to talk. And I couldn't point out, like, the exact, like, things that she said, you know. Because she was really hard to understand whenever she was younger.
You had to just speak, baby.
I was the one that could understand her. Like, I had to be her translator.
His, was it when he started smiling? His first giggle. That's what it was. His very first giggle.
What is the worst thing your child has ever done? Get up her back.
Not currently, obviously. Like.
No, but, like, that was the worst thing she ever did.
There's just been times where he was fussy, and that was about it. Yeah, where he would be fussy all night. That's about it. And he would not go to sleep till 2 in the morning.
I remember one time him crying and wouldn't stop crying until you got there. And he would not stop screaming until she got here. And then as soon as she got here, he was perfectly fine. He wanted his mama, and she goes, I didn't hate that. I don't hate that.
I don't hate that.
What habit did you wish your child didn't have? Whining whenever she doesn't get something she wants. To this day, she is almost 10 years old. And to this day, she will throw a hissy fit if she does not get something she wants. Another habit that bugs me, though, is that she bites her fingernails all the time. She got no fingernails.
Where he sucks on his fingers during this coronavirus. It's making me nervous. He gags on his fingers. That's
Yes,
what it is.
there you go.
Sticks them down his throat.
What habit of theirs makes you most proud?
Getting smarter? I don't. Yeah, these are for you.
I know. Mine is pretty. My child's pretty smart, and she likes to draw. I don't know if that's really a habit though. Do you share any similarities with your child, both physical and personality? She has my temper, which is not a good thing. But she has my temper. But she doesn't look like she looks like my mother. She's my mother's twin. It's not fair.
I don't know how many times I thought it was her mom whenever I was rolling up to their house.
I have a picture I have like a screenshot from, I was scrolling through Snapchat and I literally thought my mother got my Snapchat because it looked like my mother. She looked like my mother so much. Like that's whenever I first realized how much she looked like my mom.
He looks like me in the face, and then sometimes I'll see like my nieces in him, so he must look like my mom. So it must be coming from my mom.
I see Chris in him sometimes too.
Yeah, I've definitely seen it whenever he's like wide eye open and.
Yeah, but he does. He definitely looks like you. But like certain faces that he'll make, I'll be like, oh, he looks like his dad right now. But like most of the time, it's you. It's all you.
And I didn't think that was gonna happen because my husband's previous 2 kids literally look like they fell out of his butt.
What is something that having a child has taught you? To take care of myself a little better because I have someone watching me now. So to treat myself a little better. I still have my struggles, you know.
I think it's taught me to clean the house more. I definitely have
not
to.
me. Did you imagine that you'd be a mom at the age that you became a mom? No. I didn't think I would be a mom for... I don't know if I ever imagined being a mom before I became a mom. I was one of those really depressed people. Like I didn't think I would live to see 18, 19. And then here I am. I didn't ever plan on having kids though.
I thought I was gonna be 35, being told by a doctor, finally you can't have kids. That's exactly what I thought was gonna happen.
Describe your child in a single sentence. That is a hard one. Artistic little dimple-faced butt munch.
That's offensive. I'm not butt munch.
That was a sentence, right? That was adjectives.
We should have said she is.
She is.
I don't know. Cutie patootie with a cutie little booty.
So, I feel like this is kind of the same question, but how have you changed as a person since becoming a mom?
I'm a morning person more now, and it doesn't faze me as much getting up in the middle of the night constantly.
Yeah, I wake up easier. Like I used to sleep in till 3-4 o'clock in the afternoon. And then like now I can wake up, you know, like I can wake up at 7 o'clock in the morning with my alarm because I know I have to get my child on the bus. Now I waking up at whatever o'clock to watch him. It's a lot easier. I guess I'm a happier person a little bit. I'm still a depressed person. I know that. I'm working on that.
I was always up in the middle of the night because I felt like I had no purpose. I really wanted to be a mom.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's so much better now.
I don't want to die anymore.
Yeah,
That's my
it's
thing.
different.
Like, I don't want to die anymore. Like, that's all I used to think about, really. Like, I thought about that a lot whenever I was younger. And then I became a mom, and
Even if it's insane, you have more purpose to your life. You got all sentimentally.
that was our mom tag.
And look, the baby's asleep now. Isn't this funny? We'll see you guys in another video. Stay tuned. But
Yeah.
until then.
Keep it real.